Hello guys, Frankie Day here. Okay guys, for this gorgeous Sunday afternoon, I have video number 2 for Mr. Warren Blanch tribute group build featuring my AIRFIX 148 scale English electric Canberra. This is a very beautiful airplane, guys. This is a nice kit, although it's old, but it's really nice. I'm really enjoying this thing. I got a special treat from Pencilman Bill of Pencilman Bill's Bunker. I got some pilots installed already. I spent about a couple hours painting these pilots up, guys. They came out decent as per instructions, painting wise. Cockpit's all done. I primed the cockpit, primed the inside of the fuselage. Once the primer dried, I airbrush 33 call out, which is black. And I had Tamiya black, so I hope AIRFIX don't get, I hope Humber will get mad at me. I used Tamiya black. Okay, as the black dried, I gave it a gloss coat of varnish. And when the varnish dried, I went ahead and gave it a good light wash of white paint. And a very, almost like water. And gave a couple coats of that, and it came out real nice. It brought out the details. Instrument panel and switches and miscellaneous items, which is on the raised details on the cockpit itself, is all picked out with a toothpick, paintbrush. Traditional modeling methods needed for cockpit detail. Got the wings separated from the sprue trees, cleaned up. Wheel wells are all cleaned up, ready for assembly installation. And I was really delighted. This thing's got flaps. They're optional. Either you can have them in down position or you can have them up position. I'm gonna have the Bombay doors open on this with the flaps down, and the kit gives you Army gives you these bombs. And this is a beautiful kit, guys. It comes with 3 crew figures, and I guess you get your weapons officer, pilot, and gets a radio or navigator or somebody there, wherever it is. But this is a beautiful airplane. That's how we got our B-57, Martin B-57. We got that from the English. That airplane was designed right up this here English electric Canberra. And a very beautiful design it is. The Canberra came out very early in the, actually late 1950s when it came out, and they were used pretty extensively, probably up to 1970. By the time hostilities were pulled from Vietnam, I remember seeing them in Vietnam a lot. I mean, I think Australians probably used them a lot. Australian Air Force. I believe they had a squadron of them out there. I thought they were B-57s, and they started banking. And said, "Man, that's an English electric Canberra." So I had no idea they still use those. I thought they were just early Cold War designs, like that of the Victor and the Hawker Hunter, the Vampire, and the rest of them. And so I was kind of astounded back then, all those years ago, that they still use them, and they're very beautiful airplanes. And so, of course, we all know they're not flying today. They're probably in the hands of private flying clubs and museums. And to me, that's a very, very beautiful airplane. Okay, guys, we're going to get to the progress done on this thing. And very much old Frankie Day over here got this thing shaking right here. Take a look at this. Take a look at this thing. All right, guys, here we go. Whoa, too white. Whoa, Tonto. A little closer, guys. Yeah, that's good enough. Get the pilot installed. Looks like this is a weapons officer or somebody, either that or flight engineer. I don't really know, guys. Maybe you great fellas out there can give old Frankie Day a little hand on there. And I'll tell you what these two fellas do back here. I just all surmise. I know this guy's a pilot. And these pilots come in, I believe they come in 3 pieces. They come with 2 arms, which are separate from the bodies themselves, and the bodies themselves makes 1 piece. So these pilots were primed and painted. The instructions called for light olive drab for their flight gear. Helmets are white, gloves are white. I guess the shoes are black, they call for it. It calls for 33 color, it said there. No, 85, which is coal black. face is all flesh, you got the oxygen mask picked out, the goggles are all picked out. And it took a little time to paint these little guys. Even one from 148 scale, they're a challenge. This thing's got to focus somehow. It still looks like a big blur right there. Maybe it came in too quick. Bow back out a little bit, guys. Maybe it'll come in focus somehow. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to. There it is. Anyway, you guys get the picture. I'll rotate this thing around. You can see that the cockpit of this here kit is very minimum. It's just a regular stock cockpit. You could imagine you could add aftermarket parts to it. This is built SOB, straight out of box. And it took me about a couple hours to paint that cockpit up like that. And the detail is very, very minimal. But there is some good detail in there. I kind of enjoy it. Of course, the Bombay. It has a lot of raised details inside the Bombay, as you can see. And your bombs fit here. You got 2 bombs here and 2 bombs here. And so I've already gave this thing a coat of gloss already over the flat black. So I'll go ahead and give this a white wash too when I get to it. And after that's done, I'm going to go ahead and button up the fuselage. And of course over here, on the assembly of the wings, not the assembly of the wings, actually the breakdown of it. I got over here, I have the wheel wells right here. They got to be primed and painted. I think the instructions calls for aluminum. And yeah, they're aluminum. Of course, I got the port and starboard top of the wings right here. You can see the ribs there where the flaps are at. Now over here, where the top of the instructions are the bottom of the wings. And the bottom of the wings are coming to in halves along with the top. Excuse me, I try to get this camera here adjusted. I move this thing around too much. So I'm on the assembly right now is get these wings together, sub-assembly, and horizontal stabilizer needs to be done, everything. So next is to get a wash on that Bombay and let it dry. I'll seal it off with some gloss and give it a matte coat and go ahead and button up the fuselage. I went ahead and dry fitted all the parts. It fits pretty good. This is an old kit. I think I got this back in 1992 or 93. I think I got down Hobby Town, USA. There's a hobby shop up there by the Dayton Mall up there. They're no longer there anymore. They got another hobby shop. I think it merged in with that one. I don't know, but I remember buying it there, and I forget how much it cost, but it wasn't cheap. I think it was a $20 kit back then. I think it was $19.95 it cost. And so I think this is the only one it was like. Perhaps they probably have a vacuum form out there of this in 148 scale. And they got other companies out there like HP. They're trying to wipe out these big old 132nd scale kits. They're getting up there in money, guys. Old Frankie Dave says, no, not for me. And so if I need anything big at 133, 132 scale, I got them in paper form. So right here is that's as far as I got on the CANBERRA. I'm going to go ahead and get the wings all primed up on the undersides and tops, all the wings, and get them all buttoned up. And prime the wheel wells, have them all painted aluminum. Install same on top of the bottom wing halves. And so I got a lot of work here. Right here, these broke down pieces probably took me about an hour to get this thing together. It's a very simple kit. A novice should have no problem attacking this kit. Not at all. I mean, actually, this kit goes together by itself. Okay, guys, this is the conclusion of video 2 of Mr. Warren Blanch tribute group build. Anybody who wants to join in can join in. I am not the host. I believe Mrs. Stewart Avery is the host of this beautiful group build from my good dear friend across the pond. And And I wish I was over there to meet all my friends over there, and just to meet Warren and a lot of and Stu and everybody, and might find a new home there. Okay, guys, just rambling, but I do mean it in my heart. Okay, we'll swing the camera back to yours truly, and I'll show you what I got at the store. Okay, there I is. Geez, Frank, you got your ears lowered. Couldn't stand long hair, guys. Hippie days ain't good for me. Finally got that long below me. This is as long as I let my hair get. Hair today and gone tomorrow. Okay, guys, here's one for Johnny on the spot. I went down there. There's a kind of like a dollar store kind of a place. It's called Ollie's. And I don't know if you guys have an Ollie's in the neighborhood nearest you. And I think there's a chain of these Ollie's. I think all stores have chains. They've probably got located nationwide, even across the pond. And believe you me, you're going to get plastic. Once in a while, they shake up some good kits right there, very cheap, more than half off. More than half off. You're not going to believe how much I paid for this. And this is a 1/72 scale Minicraft B-24D formation ship. The old Liberator. And skill level 2, plastic model kit, rotating propellers, three marking options, decals by Cartograph, which is top line decals. Okay, here's a little sneak preview. You may have this in your stash, or maybe a want list for the stash, or perhaps probably even build it, and it's in your collection. This is the formation aircraft. A lot of Liberators, somehow Liberators were the only colorful airplanes of the 8th Air Force that they used, of Army Air Force Corps in the Mediterranean theater, that had these crazy looking stripes. Some had polka dots, red, white polka dots, white wing with blue and red polka dots. And these airplanes were unarmed, no guns, no bombs. Imagine this thing took off with a pilot, co-pilot, navigator, and radio in it. Imagine that's what it took off to. This job's airplane is to lead the formation to the target. When it gets pretty near to combat zone, where air superiority is being taken over to attack the approaching bombers, these things will turn back, go back to the base, and the bombers behind it will take the beating. So that was a gravy job for these guys. But this is a good aircraft. It gives you 3 options in the kit, and yeah, 3 options. 2 of them are almost the same. They got stripes on it. All the different bombardment groups. Of course, you got the either Libya, or Italy, or somewhere around there. This is the one they used in the North Africa campaign. Somewhere stationed in Italy and Egypt, where they flew like Operation Tidal Wave. This is probably an early B-24D, which participated in that raid, because all those B-24s that portrayed in Operation Tidal Wave, Pulaski, they're all B-24D models, and early models, early part of the war. That was kind of like a blundered mission. They got some of the target, and most they didn't. And the navigation problems, crashes, places that mission was botched from the get-go. But it has some significant values to it. Okay, guys, when I'll get this started, Lord only knows. Somebody may have a B-24D group build coming up. Who does? This might be a good, excellent candidate for it. I never built one of these. There's only 2 kits in 1/72 I built in the past. That is the B-24 and 1/72 scales, either the AIRFIX kit and also the Revell, which is the Blue Streak. I believe that was the bomber that was used in Pulaski. So that gives that right there. Okay, guys, next video, I got a special, before I get off here, I got a special treat for you guys right now. And like I say, when that Victor hit the deck and that fuselage split, it busted the canopy. The canopy cannot be displayed with clear glass looking at the pilot, see all the work I did inside the interior of that thing, all the washers, it was like done for nothing. So I don't know if I can be able to get another cockpit for my 1/72 scale Victor by AIRFIX or not. I heard hearsay they produce so many of them, depends on how many they sell. If they sell a whole load of those things, they'll keep on making them. But if people don't buy them that much, they'll shut down production and go to something else. For example, I bought my second HP Victor at the same hobby shop that I got this one in, and the one that's supposed to be for the final reveal, the one I repaired right now almost, and those two right there is they still got one left up there. They got one left. It's been sitting there for months. No one's bought it. So I went and pondered a little bit and thought about it, and I was really down and low. It was all that work I put in that thing, and just being clumsy, just going reaching something like that, and wham, that's all it took. And so I got it repaired all the way up to the cockpit. The cockpit needs to be wet sanded down, and what I'm going to do, fellas, is that I went ahead and added a little filler, only right behind the leading edge of the wing, up forward. I got that sanded down real well. I taped off everything beyond that so the rest of the paint scheme will not be harmed on the repair work. But I got to follow suit with the airbrush and the priming and the pre-shading like I did on the model itself, so it looked like as if it never got broken. So make a long story short, the cockpit is not going to be clear. I'm gonna mask that off and paint that with an airbrush. Right now it's very smooth. I've been doing a lot of wet sanding on it. I got a little filler on there I spotted out, and all I need is sand that out, give it a shot of primer, and if it looks good, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little pre-shading with a little black, and go ahead and hit it up with the white, and then a little tint of wash on to bring out some detail there, and go ahead and give it a coat of matte. And go ahead and put tires on there and put the blue steel missile on there, and it's ready for the final reveal. I'll have the final reveal of the Victor tomorrow afternoon. So I saved it, guys. I saved that kit. It took me 6 hours to get that thing into savable condition. Man, I tell you, I just couldn't let that thing sit there. It was too expensive kit to let it sit and look broken, and it's tortured the heck out of you, so I got it all done, guys. So tomorrow stay tuned for the final reveal for the HP Victor by AIRFIX. The next video is going to be the Tiffy build. It's going to be the Snippy Tiffy build, and it's going to be more construction done on my end of the construction, and I'll probably stay there for a while, hop back on the CANBERRA, and then another video event. Okay, guys, this is it for today, and so God bless you guys. Make Mama happy. Please subscribe, and like I said, make Mama happy, and model on, and please subscribe, and take the rest of the day off, guys. It's gorgeous out there. What's left of it. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the final reveal. Thanks, fellas.